In this video, we are talking about a very specific type of person. You know the type. Maybe you are the type. Someone who gets $100, or imagines getting $100, and within 30 seconds has already decided exactly who they are going to help, what they are going to buy, how their life will look, and what they will say when people ask how they did it. Someone who plans a perfect study session in their head. 7 hours, every subject covered, completely focused. And then when the time comes, sits down and says, okay, maybe just 1 hour today. Someone who mentally edits an entire video before opening the software, who rehearses conversations that have not happened yet, who has a detailed 5-year plan running in the background of their mind at all times. If that sounds familiar, welcome. This video is about you. And the psychology behind why you do this is far more interesting than you think. Welcome back. If you are new here, this is where we explore the psychology behind the things people do every day without ever questioning why. Subscribe and let us get into it. Psychologists call this prospective thinking, the ability to mentally travel into the future and simulate events before they happen. And here is the important thing. This is not a bad habit. This is not laziness. This is actually one of the most advanced cognitive abilities a human brain can perform. When you imagine getting that money and planning every detail, your brain is running a real simulation. It is activating the same neural regions as if the event were actually happening. The emotions feel real. The decisions feel real. The satisfaction feels real. Research in cognitive neuroscience shows that mental simulation activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning, decision-making, and emotional processing. In other words, your brain genuinely cannot fully tell the difference between a vivid mental simulation and a real experience. That is why it feels so good. And that is also where the problem begins. Here is what happens. When you run that perfect mental simulation, the study session, the edited video, the financial plan, your brain releases a small dose of reward, dopamine, the same chemical released when you actually complete something. So by the time you sit down to actually do the thing, your brain has already partially rewarded you for it. The urgency drops, the motivation fades, and you find yourself saying, later, tomorrow, 1 hour is enough. This is called mental substitution. The simulation substitutes for the action. Not always, but often enough that people who live most intensely in their heads sometimes struggle most with starting. The plan was perfect. The execution just never quite matched it. The ability to simulate futures is genuinely powerful. Every great plan started as a mental simulation. Every creative work began as an image in someone's head. The people who changed things were people who could see the outcome before it existed. The issue is not the simulation. The issue is when the simulation replaces the action instead of preparing for it. The student who plans 7 hours and does 1 is not lazy. Their brain is doing something sophisticated. They just need one small shift. Use the simulation as a starting point, not a destination. Visualize the outcome. Then immediately take one small step toward it. Even one sentence written, even one page read. The action breaks the substitution loop and turns the simulation into fuel instead of a replacement. So if you are someone who lives a lot of life inside your head, your brain is not broken. It is actually doing something remarkable. You just have to make sure the real version gets to happen too. Drop a comment. What is the most detailed thing you have ever planned in your head that never quite happened? I read every single one. See you in the next one.